started in about 3 minutes, so please put your cell phones on silent and find your seats.
Good evening, friends. Who's wowing there? Wow. From up here, it's a wow. Good evening, friends. Rachel and I are thrilled to welcome you to Celebration 25. Marking Chabad's quarter of a century of service to the Jewish communities of Puerto Rico and the Caribbean islands. Wow, what a milestone. Thank you all for being here from far and near, friends and family. 25 years. It's a story. How did we get here? We can go back to January 1999, to the day we first hit the ground running in Isla del Encanto, or the day we received the keys to our first modest apartment at Condo Playa Grande, where we held our first Minyan. But tonight, I would like to go much further back, all the way back to the year 1798, and it was on this same day, the 19th of Kislev, in the year 1798, that Rabbi Shneur Zalman, the founder and the first Rebbe of Chabad, was miraculously released from prison after having been accused on false charges of treason and espionage. His only crimes were that of teaching Torah and strengthening Jewish observance. Rather than take his painful ordeal as a message to lay low and scale back his activities, Rabbi Shneur Zalman drew the opposite conclusion. From that point on, he further intensified his efforts of strengthening Judaism, defiantly taking Judaism to a whole new level. He called his new approach, you guessed it, Chabad. Suffice it to say that had it not been for the events of the 19th of Kislev in 1798, we would not be sitting here tonight in 2022. It is particularly auspicious that the celebration today is taking place on the 19th day of the Hebrew month of Kislev, or as it is known, Yud Tes Kislev. You see, friends, we all experience challenge and hardship. There's not an olive that gives oil without being crushed, and not a grape that produces wine without first being squeezed. We read in the prior Torah portion, Vayivaser Yaakov levado, and Jacob remained alone. Now, was Jacob alone? After all, he had a family of 12 with sizable amassed assets, and not one beautiful wife, but 4 beautiful wives. Was he alone? Definitely not. Rather, this was an existential feeling of loneliness, of isolation. We already know from Genesis, Lo toiv hayois ha'adam levadoi. It is not good for man to be alone, and yet Jacob felt so alone. The Midrash tells us, however, that at precisely this vulnerable moment, Jacob experienced his greatest moment of growth and development. You see, at the moment of crisis, Jacob's loneliness fused with the loneliness attributed to God. As the verse in Isaiah states, God will be exalted alone on that day. There are 2 forms of loneliness. One paralyzes, preventing the actualization of human potential, while the other provokes the entire repertoire of human creativity and courage. It is the awareness that I am unique, distinct, and alone. The knowledge that I alone can live my life, no one else. Nobody can replace what I have to offer in this world. Nobody can shine the light that is uniquely mine. There's a reason that the hit song Lonely has been heard hundreds of millions of times. What if you had it all, but nobody to call? Maybe then you'd know me, because I have had everything, but no one's listening, and that's just lonely. My friends, people are feeling lonely and looking for inspiration. The 19th of Kislev calls out and beckons us to be cognizant that we are not alone and isolated. Rather, you're unique and exalted, standing side by side and energized by the divine endowed to every single one of us. Like the Alter Rebbe and all of the greats of history, it is moments of challenge that stimulate and bring forth our greatest spurts of growth. Like the challenges of 1798, we too had our moments when doubts of viability were expressed, when the forces of reality screamed it could not be done. A daily Minyan? Impossible. A beautiful Chabad Jewish center? A fairy tale dream. So with the spirit and energy of this special day and the awareness of our great powers of potential, I ask you all to raise your glasses and wish each other Chag Sameach on this special day. Good Yom Tov. L'chaim. We are also mindful and grateful to Hashem, who has blessed us with a beautiful community of the most standing and outstanding, caring individuals. This is demonstrated by the institutions that have been built and developed, the cornerstone being the beautiful Chabad Jewish Center here in Isla Verde, the future Jewish Welcome Center in the capital city of Old San Juan, the most wonderful house to serve the Jewish community in Dorado on the pristine grounds of the old Rockefeller plantation. And the most recent acquisition is the Jewish Youth Center right here in Isla Verde. And I'd like to mention that a good friend, Mayor Horowitz, has turned the world over, and now the Jewish Welcome Center in Old San Juan in Puerto Rico is fully operational. We even have water. Water. My friends, water may seem like a cheap commodity, but to get it running through the pipes in Puerto Rico is one big deal. To our dear parents, who are Baruch Hashem, here with us tonight, my father, Reb Shlomo Zarchi, a distinguished scholar and mentor to thousands the world over, and Rachel's mother, Mrs. Risha Katz, a devoted and selfless giving mother and grandmother who has nurtured families and to carry the values of Jewish ethos as fellow shluchim the world over. My friends, please allow us the honor of a standing round of applause for the very best and finest of Am Yisrael. To my mother and father-in-law, who both very much wanted to be physically present, we miss you. May you all be well for many more long, healthy years. Our eternal gratitude to our parents, who've been our bedrock and pillar of support, standing by our side in every imaginable way from the very beginning, encouraging us during times of challenge and celebrating with us milestones of achievements. To our children, Mom and I expressed our deepest love and admiration for you. Levi and Mushki, Mushka and Mendel, Batsheva Meir, Mendel and Ari. You have had to contend with the frequent and unpredictable disruptions natural to life for a Chabad rabbi in Rebbetzin. yet you have been our full supporters and partners in every aspect of our shlichut from its inception. Levi and Mushki and baby Schneer, we're thrilled that you've chosen to join us in Puerto Rico. We are so proud of your achievements in expanding and strengthening Chabad programs and launching new ones, especially the most recent launch of the youth program. A special acknowledgement as well to our dedicated staff and teachers, Learnin, Mushki, Junior Rabbi Schneer and Yossi, office personnel, Elisheva, and all of the Chabad staff who work so very hard day in and day out to make Chabad of Puerto Rico the success it is. Just earlier this evening, we presented the Quadranscentennial Minyan Award to a special group of men who go back as far as our opening 25 years ago. These are individuals who have nurtured our Minyan from inception, ensuring that prayers are recited for our community. Leon Cohen, Yoav Cohen, Saul Hoffman, David Jacobs, Israel Levy, Selwyn Rosen, and Ben Sion Varon. Let's hear it for our Minyaneers. We're not here in a vacuum, my friends. This, someone, you know I love you, but you're good. Yes, absolutely did. Over the years, the work of Chabad of Puerto Rico has been propelled forward by the actions of a special group of friends who enabled us to seize important opportunities when they presented themselves with boldness and sacrifice. These proactive individuals blazed the trails and laid the groundwork, inspiring others to follow their lead. We refer to these visionaries and pioneers as our founders. Ladies and gentlemen, it's our honor and distinct privilege to welcome and introduce Richard Cohen, David Efron, Honorary Israel Council Emeritus, Jack Katz, Achikam Yogav, representing Ephraim Kier, may his memory be a blessing, standing in for Mother Sarah, may she have a speedy recovery. Solomon Levis, David Levis, Saul Sherrill, and Chairman Henry Orlinsky. Come on. We're going to ask you to please join us on the stage to receive your awards. Please come up. Please come up. David, Solomon. Come on. My friends, these are people that did not put me on caller block. I wasn't calling them to offer a business deal, so we thank them for being there from the very beginning. Just a few more words. Our Rebbe, our esteemed Rebbe, Rabbi Menachem Schneerson, was a people maven of the highest caliber. Joe, you're a people maven. You know about people. The centerpiece of the Rebbe's doctrine was that when you look at your fellow, know what you're looking at. A precious child of God with infinite value and potential. Look at a person and see a precious gem. Our mission is to help people discover their inner diamond, their divine soul. Help them see it and polish it until it shines like the sun. Just as no two diamonds are alike, no two souls are alike. Every neshama has its own distinctive radiance and glow. Every person matters. Your diamond is precious, so let it shine. Let it shine forth. My friends, take a look around you. We all find ourselves in this unique corner of the world together for a purpose. To mine for spiritual diamonds and create together a priceless, colorful, diverse, and beautiful masterpiece for God, for our children, and for the world. With thanks to Hashem, our first 25 years have been filled with blessings. But as we now enter our second Quadranscentennial, all I can say is, you ain't seeing nothing yet. Because we are just getting started. My friends, I want to say something personal to each and every one of you. I want to say thank you in your native tongues and tell you how much you mean to all of us. But the time is limited. I don't know all the different languages, but we have someone here in the room tonight that can do that for us. He can because he speaks the most magical, universal language on earth. He speaks the language of music. His words bypass your mind and your heart and go straight to your neshama, to your soul. He's one of the world's most prominent Chassidic singers, a Minnesota native, a Brooklyn resident, the 11th in a family of 14. Yes, say wow. A proud father of 5 children. He's still young. And an inspiration to hundreds of thousands of fans across the world. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage, Benny Friedman.
If I were a rich man, all day long I'd diddle down. If I were a wealthy man, oh, I wouldn't have to work hard. All day long I'd biddy bow. If I were a little rich, I'd build a big tall house with rooms by the dozen, right in the middle of the town, with tin roof and a real wooden floors below. There would be one long staircase just going up, and one even longer coming down, and one more leading nowhere just for show. I'd fill my pool with chicks and turkeys and geese and ducks for the town to see and hear, squawking just as noisily as they can. And all their will ring like a trumpet on the ears, as if to say, here lives a wealthy man. if I were a rich man. All day long I biddy bum, if I were a little man. Hoppa! A fiddler on a roof. Sounds crazy, no? Almost as crazy as a Chabad house in the middle of the ocean. But in our little shtetl of Puerto Rico, each one of us is like a fiddler on a roof, trying to scratch out a tune without breaking his neck. You may ask, how do we keep our balance? Well, this I can tell you in one word: tradition. And because of our traditions, we have kept our balance here for 25 years. Here at Chabad we have tradition too. For example, the ladies light candles before the Shabbat, and the men wear a talis. You may ask, how did this tradition get started? I'll tell you, I don't know. But it's a tradition. And as you know, tradition is tradition. Sing along. Tradition, 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 tradition. All right, my friends, please sing along together this next song. May the Lord protect and defend you. May He always shield you from shame. May you come to be in Israel a shining name. May you be like Ruth and like Esther. May you be deserving of praise. Strengthen them, O Lord, and keep them from the stranger's ways. May God bless you and grant you long life. Protect and defend you. May the Lord preserve you from pain. Favor them, O Lord, with happiness and peace. Oh, hear our Sabbath prayer. Fortune ever comes, let's do whatever comes. Drink l'chaim to life. God would like us to be joyful when the bands start pending on the floor. How much more can we be joyful when there's really so much to be joyful for? Chabad of Puerto Rico, be happy, be healthy, long life. And give us something to think about, something to drink about.
Thank you, Benny, for a great opening. My friends, we're just getting started. Relax. Okay. Benny, I have a request.
Yes.
Are you okay with that?
I don't usually do requests unless I'm asked.
We're a colorful crowd here. Different countries, different cultures, different personalities.
Okay.
Some on their own multiple personalities. So we would like to present, I want everyone to feel comfortable here tonight. Makes sense, no? So one way to welcome everyone and make them feel really comfortable, how about we present a musical tribute to the colorful diversity found in this room for their, talk their language. So I think it's apropos. Let us begin with our homeland, the holy land of Israel. We love our land, and we also love our Israeli heroes. They're here tonight. We can learn so much from them. Come on, we have 20 plus veterans of the IDF here in this room tonight. Since the day that God promised the land to Abraham and his descendants, there's been a love affair with the land. Everyone wants a piece of it, like it's a piece of pie on the table to be divided. But like our neshama, like the Torah, it's not to be divided. It's our land. So this land is yours. This land is mine. God gave this land to us, and we will now hear this expressed by Benny. Benny, please, let's welcome our Israeli crowd.
God gave this land to me, this brave and ancient land to me. And when the morning sun reveals her hills and plains, then I see a land where children can run free. So take my hand and walk this land with me, and walk this lovely land. Though I am just a man, when you are by my side, with the help of God, I know I can be strong. With the help of a God, I know I can be strong to make this land our home. If I must fight, I'll fight to make this land our own. Let's continue traveling through the world. We have here participants from Russia. Someone's here from Russia. Can we sing along?
Let's go, come on.
You know the song. I gotta hear everybody singing it. Ay, tumba la, tumba la, tumba la laika. Tumba la, tumba la, tumba la laika. Tumba la laika, spiel ba la laika. Tumba la laika, freilich soll sein. Steht a Bocher, Ubewohner, tracht, tracht und tracht. Wenn man zu nehmen und nicht verschämen, wenn man zu nehmen. Everybody sing along now. Tumba la, tumba la. Tumba la laika, spiel ba la laika. Tumba la laika, freilich soll sein.
Where are we going next, Benny?
Let's visit our brothers and sisters in Ukraine, from Ukraine.
I like that. Come on, for the people of Ukraine. Come on.
Let's
go. And now where are we going? World tour.
We have natives of Hungary.
Yes, Rabbi family, come on. Who's from Hungary here? Let's hear it for Hungary. Bob.
Wie nennt man a bissale Masel? Wie nennt man a bissale Glück? Das Räderle soll sich schon drehen und bringen mein Masel zurück. Die Welt, sie ist doch beschaffen für alle Menschenlein. Wie nennt man a bissale Gott? A bissale Masel, a bissale Glück. Bissale Mazel, a bissale Glück.
On we go. Come on.
Do we have natives of Iran?
Iran, come on, let's hear it for our Jewish Iranians.
I'm gonna try my hand at a little Farsi. Let's see.
Robert, I don't see you. Where's Robert? Come on.
Tabalodet, 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 mubarak,
Darius.
mubarak, mubarak, tabalodet, mubarak. Mubarak, mubarak, tabalodet, mubarak, tabalodet, 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 mubarak. Tabalodet, mubarak, mubarak, tabalodet, mubarak, 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 tabalodet, mubarak.
And where are we going now?
South America.
South America, yes. Come on.
Can we try some Latino maybe? If you know the song, please sing along. Abraham vino, Padre querido, Padre bendito, luz de Israel. Abraham vino, Padre querido, Padre bendito. Let's hear you sing it one more time. Abraham vino. Abraham vino, Padre querido, Padre bendito, luz de Israel.
It is, where are we going now? Are we?
I don't know that many songs in Spanish, but I know one that's hails from South America, but I know with a little Yiddish. So with a little poetic license,
Do you have our go? Let's do it.
We're gonna try it. Here we go.
Okay. Here we go.
If you know this song, please sing along.
Okay, my friends, Beth, we come from all over the world. Me arba kanfois haaretz, but we've come together, and we're now a unit. We're a community, and we can count on one another. So, my friends, shh. Can we count on you? Can we lean on you? You certainly can lean on us. So, as we've experienced and we know, this is one special community. The pain of one is the pain of the other, and the joy of the other is the joy of us. Benny, lean on me. That's our community.
Sometimes in our lives we all have pain, we all have sorrow, but if we are wise, we know that there's always tomorrow. Lean on me when you're not strong, and I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on, for it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. Please swallow your pride. If I have things you need to borrow, for no one can fill those of your needs that you won't let show. You just call on me, brother, when you need a hand. We all need somebody to lean on. I just might have a problem that you'll understand. We all need somebody to lean on. Lean on me when you're not strong, and I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on, for it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. You just call on me, brother, when you need a hand. We all need. I just might have a problem that you'll understand. We all need somebody to lean on. So if there is a load you have to bear,
Come on, let's hear it. Let's hear it. Wow. Wow, that was something. In just a moment, we're going to see some of the amazing work that has been done during the hurricane disaster reliefs. We have in the room Levitt Ortiz, who epitomizes. Levitt, where are you? Stand up, Levitt. Come on. Stood by us as we went to 50 municipalities in Puerto Rico to help all those out there that called upon us. Come on, let's hear it for Levitt. And we have a special award for Levitt that's being presented to him now. Thank you. Look up on the boards.
We're getting unofficial reports of 3 feet of rain across Puerto Rico, and the power outages remain devastating. The damage is incredible.
975 lives lost.
I couldn't get out of my house for 10 days. My daughter happened to see it on Facebook, called me up crying.
Everyone needed. Nobody had electricity. Every home was devastated.
Tremendous devastation, scarcity of food, scarcity of products. The energy's out for months.
There were a lot of people that lost all of their groceries because they were ruined.
Suddenly, operations, as you know, it ceased. To stay still and to leave is not an option.
Chabad certainly shows up to support the local community. And these are really at times where it's desperately needed. It can be a matter of life or death.
I believe these are the moments where humanity and kindness and generosity had to be like our top priority.
Chabad take all the love for people in Puerto Rico and they go to the other side of the island and they make like basket for all the people here.
They also go to the area of Loíza, which is about 10 miles from here, which it was an area that was also affected. So in terms of humanitarian crises on the island, Chabad is always taking a step forward to help the local community be part of the community.
School New York reached out to us. They said they want to come to Puerto Rico and they want to volunteer.
They were there the minute the rain stopped. Rocky, I remember, was soaking wet.
Chabad of Puerto Rico has been distributing tons of aid throughout the island.
They bring food to people in Calle, Aguas Buenas, and they do it in a very low-key way.
We didn't realize how many people were in need at the time when we began our relief. But it was a domino effect. Every community, every neighborhood was calling for help. Every neighborhood and community was in need. And here, day by day, we made our trip around the island, helping one neighborhood after the other, non-stop.
Over 50 towns of aid distribution, medicine, water, food, critical supplies, gift certificates.
Delivering toys to children, in the region, and great things are done here.
A group of volunteers, warehousing that is donated by some friends of our community so that we can gather goods that are being sent and shipped and donated from all parts of the United States from the Jewish community who responded in the most magnificent way.
They form alliances with other local nonprofit organizations.
And we start this magnificent effort of aid distribution, medicine, water, food, critical supplies.
It feels like every time things start to go well, some travesty occurs. Maria 6 years ago, Fiona, Zika, earthquakes, financial challenges. We are continually presented an opportunity to show up.
We don't control the natural catastrophes. We can control our response.
Chabad of Puerto Rico are very well known and very well respected on the island.
A lot of selflessness and kindness and giving and just human bonding came out as a result.
That was Mendel's key, to be inclusive, to have his doors always open, and in that sense, he's been invaluable and a great asset to the Puerto Rico community.
just do what we can, and we want to make a difference. I think it's critical that we all recognize that we need one another. We may live in an island, sometimes isolated in our homes, but the ability to survive and thrive depends on the inter-exchange and coexistence between all of our communities.
That's, I think, the main thing that I have in common with Chabad and those that show up here is we all believe in something more, and that we believe we're here for a reason. And together we're better, and we can make great things happen.
Dearest Shira and Joe, come on. We are each created in God's image. For that reason, each of us is blessed with an aptitude for one or several of God's attributes. God loves, and some people have a knack for expressing love.
You're talking, and I hear other people talking.
Yes. God creates, and some people are amazingly creative. And God forgives, and some people are genius in their capacity to forgive. But Joe and Shira, aside from everything else we admire about you, this is at the top. God gives, and you have a brilliant way of giving. Your generosity is divine. You give and still wish to give more. Such generosity, in the south corner, L'chaim, sitting down, please. Such generosity is fueled by more than simply a desire to give back or a passion for philanthropy. It is fueled by a sense of the needs of others. For that reason, this giving has no limits. As long as there's a need, the giving goes on. As long as there's a disaster, the relief goes on. It is a magnificent thing to behold. Such open-handedness, and my friends, you embody it. Whether it is the gift of wine for our Shabbat and holiday meals, or giveaways at our annual Hanukkah party, or from the needs of the house to the house itself, you are there for us in so many ways. You call yourself a shliach, right, Joe?
Yes.
Good. And like a shliach, you challenge yourself and your friends to fly over every hurdle. Instead of adjusting the output to fit the budget, you advocate adjusting the budget to fit the output. Your attitude is, why limit your dreams to your abilities when you can, with a little more sweat and tears, stretch your abilities to catch up with your big dreams. The constant growth and development of Chabad Jewish Center, from phase to phase, with the most recent acquisition of the Youth Center, can be traced back to your vision and your encouragement. And as we transition to the magnificent expansion of the Chabad Jewish Center of Puerto Rico, phase 2, you are at our side. You enable us to be optimistic and confident, knowing that Hashem has dispatched his angels of kindness who will walk with us at every step. Joe and Shira, a dear mutual friend of ours, is here tonight, a man of great generosity in his own right. His name is Nehemia. And I'm going to ask Nehemia to join us up here as we welcome and honor you. So Nehemia, in just a moment, with Richie, you'll come up together. But before I ask Shira, Joe, and Nehemia, and Richnia to come, I'm going to ask Benny, are you here? Yes. I'm going to ask Benny to sing a song of tribute that embodies how a chassid feels about their Rebbe and how the Rebbe brings that potential to life in others. It describes our dear friends, Joe and Shira, please. Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Joe Shira, Nehemia, and Richney. Please join us up here. Thank you. Just a moment. We will ask, firstly, we have a special prayer to Hashem. God in heaven, please hear our prayers for special blessings of good health. Nehemia, miraculous blessings of many, many more good years of good and perfect health. Nehemia Kramer. Words are unscripted, but they're coming from the heart and inspired by the soul. And you may be seated, Mr. Joseph Lipsey III.
So good evening, everybody. I was sent a few words that I may want to mention by my rabbi here on the island, but I didn't read them. Everyone who knows me knows that I don't check emails, I don't check texts, I don't answer phones. But one of the most important things to me is family and community. when it comes to family, my parents, Bashi Fagel or Betty Faye Lipsey and Buddy Lipsey, taught me about tzedakah as before I could say the word tzedakah. And their parents, both of my grandfathers, came over to this country and didn't speak English. I've got a great, in addition to my wife, where'd my wife go? Oh, she left me. So before I get to what I'm going to talk about, I've got a couple of friends on the island, and I've got to tell you that the friends that I've got on the island, I came here without any friends. One of the first people I met, of course, was my rabbi here. And because of my rabbi here, I felt at home. I was raised in a Jewish community. I've got Jewish friends. I've got Jewish family. I've got friends that aren't Jewish. And we'll talk about that in a minute. However, the rabbi, the Rebbitzin, and his family welcomed my wife and I with opened arms and said, "Welcome to the island. We have a dream." And with that dream, my rabbi and his wife, the Rebbitzin, it did a freaking awesome job, and I'd like everybody to give a good hand of applause to my rabbi. All right, come here. Now, I've got a couple of other good friends. And I've got to say sincerely to Yankee, he was my first friend on the island that name didn't start with a rabbi. And I want to thank him for taking me in as a friend, showing me what page to turn on when I showed up on Saturday morning or Friday night, and the love he's given my family with his family. Now, that's my first friend. The Chabad community has welcomed, and I could mention all of your names. There's stories that I've heard that are just incredible, and I think what Rabbi has done with bringing in people from the island, people off the island, and creating this community is phenomenal. Here we have my closest friend on the island, and I want us to say a prayer for Nehemia, because he didn't know I was going to do this, but he's been diagnosed recently with cancer, and I love him, and he needs our prayer, and I love you very much. And not only does he need my prayer as a good friend, he's also been a good friend of Chabad. He donated Okay, so the Jews didn't have a place to bury people. Thank you, Nehemia. Thank you. You want to say anything?
Well, I don't know. It's the cancer schmancer. I mean, we will beat this. We have friends here. We have, money to do it and willingness to help each other. Thank you.
Now, it wouldn't be appropriate for me not to pull up my phone because I can't get the quote right. So I'm going to pull it up. I'm going to pull in my thingamajig. Yeah. And this is Yankee. He's helping me out as always. All right, and this is something that our Rebbe said, which is so important for tonight. And I downloaded it, and I'm going to find it. It's not there. Okay, so anyway, I'm sure my rabbi can say it exactly correctly, but one of the things that Rabbi Schneerson said was, it doesn't matter the amount of money that any one of us can give to tzedakah. What matters is that the love we give to our community and that we work to do what we can. And can you fill in the blanks, what he said?
You're doing great. You're doing great.
Okay, all right. So anyway, Rabbi Schneerson said, you know, a couple of us lucky schmucks can give a big amount, but it doesn't matter the amount. What matters is that each and every one of us here, whether you're Jewish or not Jewish, give to your community and to your faith, and that you give it from the heart, and that you do it with pleasure. And that's what's important, because if you do it out of necessity, it's bullshit. You've got to give it from the heart.
We don't have a teleprompter here today.
I would be remiss if I did not acknowledge the most important part of my life. My parents have taught me the way. But I've got a wife that has put up with me for 27 years. She's put up with me through good and bad, and I love her. Shira, Lipsey, please stand up. Thank you. The only other thing I'd like to say before closing is that I love Nehemia, my closest friend. I love all my great friends. All of y'all are here tonight, not to support me, but to support the Jewish community on the island on what all of us are for. And from this, we will go from great to greater. And I'm so proud of the little center that you've just acquired. I'm so proud of the little thing you've got in San Juan.
Make it a little bigger. Come on, talk to us.
All right, so what I'm so proud about is that the rabbi, when I showed up, said, you know, I want to have a basketball court next door. We've done a little bit better than that. We're giving a lot more, and with your help, we're going to be creating a multi-story building around the Chabad with the land we've acquired. I taught Rabbi it could be done. Rabbi put my wife and I with the right people, and we've acquired 3 pieces of property, 4 pieces of property. We need a 5th and a 6th, and then we start to really make something that is the gem of the Caribbean. Before I close, I've got several rabbis here that I love and respect and that I've supported. I'd like to recognize my rabbi from Chattanooga, Shal Perlstein. I'd like to recognize my rabbi, one of my rabbis from New York, Duchman, who I've camped out in front of his house, that runs Kolel Chabad, and he's probably one of the most powerful Chabad rabbis in the world right now. So thank you very much, and I gotta go. Bye-bye.
Okay. Come on, let's hear it. Hinei matov shel sachim gam yachad. Hinei matov shel sachim. Hinei matov umanayim shel tachim gam yachad. Hinei matov umanayim shel tachim gam yachad. Let's hear it together. Hinei matov shevet lachim gam yachad. Friends, we're making headway. Avenu Shalom.
Avenu Shalom Alechem. Avenu Shalom Alechem. Avenu Shalom Alechem. Avenu Shalom, Shalom, Shalom Alechem.
Colorful indeed, from color to color. My friends, I've met my share of fascinating characters on this legendary island of ours. One other fascinating character has got to be Yidel. Are you here? Yidel, would you rise, Yidel? Come on, is that fascinating? Yidel is a Chassidic Jew, unmistakable with his payas and beard. Yidel is a business manager, a successful entrepreneur, and strongly committed religious Jew in the most unlikely of settings. And then there's the fact that Yidel introduced us to Mr. Brock Pierce, a child actor, a teenage entrepreneur, a pioneer and titan in the cryptocurrency industry, a lover of Israel, even hosting fundraisers for Israel bonds in his home. Brock, he got to be one of the top contenders for the title of most interesting man in the world. Brock was born in Minneapolis, growing up just across the Mississippi River from Benny Friedman. But he's come a long way from those days and today resides right here in Puerto Rico. Brock is a person of the most insatiable curiosity, wants to learn about everything, and your thirst for knowledge and inspiration is inspiring. So I arrived at your 40th birthday party, and Brock made it his mission that night to introduce, I was rushing, it was like COVID, I wanted to get out. Rabbi, there's another Jew. Okay, so he introduces me to every Jew that is present at that party, and I paid the price. I got some, what they call the antibodies that night. But it was worth it because I met another few Jews. So, as Brock, as you often express, you consider yourself simply as God's agent to do good on earth. It is you say it's your privilege and duty to support public servants who dedicate their lives to doing the same. And that's precious. At the last Hanukkah party, you put on the dreidel costume and had the children excited as you spun across the stage. My blessing to you is, may you keep spinning and spinning. Don't slow down. Keep building, doing, and giving. And may you always, every time, land on the Gimel and keep on winning. Ladies and gentlemen, let us welcome Mr. Brock Pierce.
So I want to use an important F word as well. Fundraise. And since we're nearing the beginning of Hanukkah, Hanukkah's 8 days are about how those lamps and that light stayed lit despite the lack of abundance. And for now, thousands of years, that story still exists. And as the rabbi explained, the birth of Chabad and how we are here tonight for the 25th anniversary of Chabad here in Isla Verde, how this lamp stays lit. It stays lit because of us and our contributions to support the incredible work and our opportunity to fundraise. And so I want to make sure to support this great mission, to continue this expansion so that the next 25 years are greater than the first 25 years, I'd like to make a pledge that requires some matching. This requires teamwork, makes this dream work. You know, I'd like to pledge another $250,000 to Chabad. But this pledge requires your participation and contribution. And I want to thank this incredible community for the work that it does, how it supports each other and the community and those all around it. So grateful to be here. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Wow.
Brock and I have been friends for a while. His mother brought us together, may she rest in peace. Wonderful, beautiful lady. With his matching grant, I call BS because I'm going to throw in $250 also, so that.
Come on, let's hear it.
So that what we need to do is get another $500 from the community.
What is the current immediate need? I know it's maybe not something you usually want to broadcast, but I can tell you, and I know how tough a year financially, things have been for many. The greatest gift there is the gift of giving. And certainly in this time, and it's please show up. I know I've had private meetings. I understand the deadlines, the timelines, and the milestones that need to be met. The need is real, so please show up privately, publicly, whatever works for you. Thank you. God bless.
Modesties for tomorrow. Be bold and come forward. Now, my friends, please, let us have your attention. Puerto Rico is a beautiful island.
You feel like you're in a movie every day. All the beaches here, the weather is amazing, the people is amazing.
It's a culture that is filled with faith. It's a place where you come and you sort of enter into a new reality.
Beautiful, beautiful island. Illusion of sea and sun. You are stopping all this joy to pray, and you come to the synagogue.
You're asking me if I'm my own, if I have the strength within me, naturally, to go on to take this trip. The answer is I don't know. But with the inspiration that the Rebbe is with us, giving us the strength to go forward, I have the strength.
And it will definitely focus on that he gets the best education together with the other children in Puerto Rico.
The first time we came to Puerto Rico was the summer of 1998. We came with our little son Levi, who was just 2 months old. We came to see where Puerto Rico has space for us. It wasn't very welcoming at the moment. It was pouring rain every single day that we were here. The rain was literally coming out of the ground, but yet Puerto Rico was meant to be. Puerto Rico became our home from that very first trip.
I waited for Mendel for 30 years. I heard him on the radio. We had one English language station, Radio also. And when I heard Mendel, I was hooked.
There was no Bet Knesset in the island. I was in a hotel, sitting on the casino and thinking tonight is Erev Chag HaSukkot.
Pulling up to the hotel and we're practically bumping into this gentleman.
A young rabbi with a Sefer Torah in his hands.
He seems sort of surprised.
I was thinking, Ribono Shel Olam, what you are doing to me? I didn't go to Jerusalem for the holiday and you sent me the holiday to Puerto Rico.
Life is a journey. We arrived. We were fortunate to have a roof over our heads. We rented an apartment. We had our first Minyan and classes in the apartment.
Mushka was our first Puerto Rican, our first Boricua, born here in Puerto Rico.
We had a Minyan in the apartment, and the reading of the Torah and her naming was there in that apartment.
Then Basi, the twins, Meir and Mendy, and our little baby Ari.
And with time, we rented a hotel room.
We started from a little small hole in the wall. I remember we had a sukkah in a parking lot. We were all crunched together because they only permitted us to have like 3 spaces or something like that. At one time, we had to borrow a Torah.
As time moved along, Mr. Efron, who was generous enough and contributed space for our first permanent homesteading for close to 3 years, while we were dreaming, envisioning the new Chabad Center.
I remember getting a call from Alan Dershowitz, and he told me, my rabbi's brother is in Puerto Rico, he's working out of an apartment, can you help him? So
Many years, we used to go, me and Rachel, for the beach. Sometimes it was nice and the moon was light on us, and sometimes a lot of waves.
It was this beautiful family that has roots in Puerto Rico and would do business here and visit. And when we met, they asked us, is there a mikveh? We said, there's no mikveh, there's no shul. We're new, we just arrived about a year. And they gave us a check for $10,000. It was a large donation at the time. And then we said, we have to go build a mikveh. So we started looking for land. And we found the right land. So we optioned our first property for the mikveh. And of course, it took many more $10,000 to build this beautiful facility. This center was built around the mikveh.
You have the spa, you have everything like design, modern, amazing. In Spanish they say reina. You feel like a, queen.
The mikveh may not occupy the most space, but in significance and importance, it's the bedrock of the Jewish community. We build physical infrastructure, but the strength of our endurance is our soul. It's our neshama. Welcome to the Chabad Jewish Center of Puerto Rico.
when you come to Chabad, you feel Yiddishkeit, you feel the tradition, and you feel that everybody's welcome. Rabbi Mendel's doors are always open, both in his shul, in his home, and of course, with his most important secret weapon, the Rebbitzin.
I feel that Rachel helped motivate me to keep a kosher household, especially now that we have a baby on the way. It's much more important to me to make sure that we keep the traditions alive.
Rabbi Zarchi and his wife did our ceremony, my wife and I, because we never had a chuppah. Our son had his bar mitzvah here. Our daughter, when she was born, Rachel brought kosher meals to my wife when she was giving birth at the hospital. Her Hebrew name was given here at Chabad. So many good things happened for us here with this Chabad that we feel this is our home.
Food here is amazing.
The Rebbitzin is a fantastic cook.
Friday nights, they have a packed house.
And it's always very festive, always very fancy. The atmosphere is you cannot describe it.
Many people come from off the island for Yom Tovim. The children here, when Mendel blew the shofar, they were mesmerized. It was wonderful to see their little faces.
You need to be able to have a community to pray with. You need a community to be able to learn with, and Chabad is that community.
Everything is dancing, singing, and togetherness. Hanukkah and Puerto Rico, you gotta be kidding, it's fantastic.
It's filled with life and energy.
Parties, sufganiyot, thing for the kids.
Even the governor come to visit us.
Those are great experiences. Well, celebrations like Purim, we all come with cousins and kids have fun.
Pesach is a lot of fun. It's probably my favorite holiday. We have a beautiful Seder. We've hosted over 200 people right here in the shul.
It's just breathtaking. You have to experience it. You now can come to Puerto Rico. We have a kosher restaurant, kosher food, every taste you can imagine. It's really just a joy.
Our children are part of our shlichus.
I married Levi, married into the Puerto Rican family. We are here to help develop and grow the community and build our future.
You know, seeing my father's passion, this was my inspiration, and there's no better place where I would want my children to grow up and to experience rather than Puerto Rico, and to be part of the flourishing of this beautiful community.
We go to Hebrew school. He's very happy to go there. He's so excited. The other time, tell me, Mommy, I want to go to the Hebrew school.
Our Hebrew school is an after-school program, and we try to really instill in them a Jewish pride. They know what Parsha of the week it is. They know about Hashem. They know what a neshama is.
I don't read Hebrew that well. To have my children be in this atmosphere for them was, I would not trade it for anything else in the world.
That they have fond and happy memories of being a Jewish kid.
The Chabad has seen the community growing, the congregation growing, the families growing.
We now have essentially 5 days a week, a satellite location in Dorado.
Parents come together, the children come together.
We were just talking about how they haven't had so many babies ever in the community.
Mommy and Me takes place here Thursday mornings in Chabad. This is really our future.
This is the growth of Puerto Rico.
We also have here a Jewish Women's Circle. It's just to get together, have fun, and enjoy each other's time together.
Last week I ended up coming to a babka bake, which was a lot of fun.
We put the flour and the chocolate thing, then the nuts.
I got to bring home some delicious babka.
Chabad here in Puerto Rico is, providing critical programming. It's essential. We're here on an island. This is the entire hub of the observant Jewish community.
Today we have developed Chabad in Aruba, Barbados, Cayman Islands, Curacao, Dominican Republic, Grenada, Bermuda, Jamaica, St. Bart's, St. Lucia, St. Martin, St. Thomas, Turks, and Caicos.
It's a big night tonight. 25 years of celebration for Chabad. Incredible years. It's powerful.
I didn't realize it was 25 years already. It seems like yesterday. And that's the way life should be, a joy. They've been my family, really.
I think I became a better person. I'm part of Chabad Puerto Rico, and I'm happy to be part of this miracle.
Felicidades para 25 años de Chabad aquí en Puerto Rico. We feel blessed y te quiero mucho, Puerto Rico.
Mazel tov, congratulations for this achievement.
My reaction is, wow, look at what we have built together. So many memories, so many challenges overcome, so many joys celebrated. We need to take that wow and channel it forward.
Looking forward to continue to celebrate together for so many more. Mazel tov.
L'chaim.
The Mishnah teaches, a person who lifts and warms the spirits of others lifts and warms the spirits of God himself. God likes people who people like. People like Beth and Kutie Shalev. Beth and Kutie are our dear friends. We share much in common. We even got married on the very same day of the very same year. We share with them a love for Torah study and joyfully examining its finest nuances. Beth and Kutie's down-to-earth warmth and openness make it easy to befriend them. Despite their remarkable achievements in the world of business and technology, they remain humble and eminently relatable. Displaying classic and timeless wisdom, Beth and Kutie are passionate about community and harbor a deep commitment to giving back. It shows in their activism and philanthropy, and Chabad of Puerto Rico is a better place because of you. Their generosity has been a blessing to us, and their loving personalities have brought a special warmth and vibrancy to our beautiful community. Getting a lot of likes on social media is nothing. Getting a lot of likes in real life is everything. Beth and Kutie, you have brought our Chabad house a lot of likes, and you deserve them all, including the biggest like of all, the one from God, who likes people who people like Beth and Kutie. Before I ask Beth and Kutie to join us on stage, I'm going to ask them to sit back and kvel, together with all of our guests, as we get to meet 1/3 of their nachas, Joey Shalev.
Shalom Aleichem, Joey. How are you?
I'm good.
Good to see you. Nice to meet you. Joey, if you don't mind, I'd like to ask you a few questions. Is that okay?
Go ahead.
Because I'm new here in Puerto Rico. I've never been here before. Let me ask you a question like this. What is your favorite Shabbat activity?
Probably making Kiddush on Friday night for over 100 guests with Rabbi and Mrs. Zarchi.
You do that? Wow. Another question. What is the best thing that you learned from Rabbi and Mrs. Zarchi?
Judaism is lots of fun and full of surprises.
Interesting. Okay, one final question. I hear you love to learn. You want to be a rabbi when you grow up?
I would, but it's way too much work. You don't even get off for Shabbos and holidays.
Oh, that's true. How about a singer? You want to be a singer?
No.
No. How about just for a few minutes? You want to sing a song with me?
Sure.
Okay, let's sing a song. This one, you can introduce it. It's called Learnin' from the Torah. Say, Learnin' from the Torah.
Learnin' from the Torah.
Feel free to clap along. I left a good job in the city, working for the dollar every night and day. This old rabbi told me you were made to be holy. Get yourself a Bible, son, and see what it says. Instead of buying her the roses, I went and bought the 5 books of Moses. And learning from the Torah. Learning from the Torah. You want to count them in?
1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh yeah! Everybody clapping along. Oh yeah! I read a bit about creation, the Garden of Eden, and Adam and Eve. Cain slew Abel, Noah's ark was stable. The more I read, well, the more I believe. The reason that we got big noses is to stick them in the 5 books of Moses. Now I'm learning from the Torah. And learning from the Torah. And pretty soon I started praying. I started wearing tzitzis and I covered my head. I started keeping Shabbos. My dad bought me a tallis. It all came together with the Torah I read. And if my children have big noses, I want to see them in the 5 books of Moses. And learning from the Torah. And learning from the Torah. Everybody singing now. Learning from the Torah. Said learning from the Torah. Take it away. Play the guitar. Sing with us. I'm learning from the Torah. And learning from the
Mendy. That was pretty cool. But now, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for my incredible parents to join me.
Let's have it. Kutie, man. Come on.
So when Kutie first mentioned the idea of moving to Puerto Rico, I said, are you out of your mind? I'm not moving to Puerto Rico. But then we researched it, and when we came down here to look at places to live and to see the Chabad, then we met Rabbi Mendel, and when we saw what he and Rachel had built here, we said, okay, we could probably actually do this. So I turned to Kutie and I said, well, you're still out of your mind, but I'm willing to do it. And now, 2 years later, actually we're going into our third year here, we just want to take this opportunity to publicly thank Rachel and Rabbi Mendel and their family for everything they've done for us personally, for the Jewish community here, and for Puerto Rico. Thank you.
Tonight, we're going to kindle a flame to embrace the presence of a special soul who is certainly with us, rejoicing in this simcha with her beloved. Her name is Shena, the daughter of Sima and Rufke. She was born in the Vilna Ghetto in 1941. Today, she'd be 81 years old, but it was not to be. Her father, Rufke Wagner, is taken from her in one of the deportations and sent off to the camps. And not long after that, little Shena is taken too, perishing along with 6 million of her fellow Jews. Her mother, Sima, runs for her life. She escapes the ghetto, and with miracles, she survives the war. In perhaps the greatest miracle of all, she finds Rufke alive and well, and this bereaved couple start over. They arrive in the United States in 1949, owners of $8 American, nothing more. They have 4 children, Harry, Myra, Leon, and Marcia. They work, they love, they live, and Baruch Hashem, Rufke succeeds in real estate and they prosper. Generous and philanthropic, Sima and Rufke bury their unspeakable suffering on their mountain of good deeds and acts of kindness. Never forgetting their Shena, they raise their children with love and dedication, and their children grow in awe of their dignified and generous parents. Their son Leon follows right in their footsteps. Generous and kind-hearted, loving and giving, Leon carries in his heart the spirit of a sister he never met, little Shena, whose laugh he never heard, but whose love burns brightly inside him. And we are honored to have Leon here with us tonight and to call Leon our friend. Leon is a paragon of tzedakah, a gift from his parents to the world, a gute neshama, whose kindness is a sharp reprimand to the evildoers of the world. You cannot extinguish the flame of the Jewish people. You thought you put out Shayna's flame, but you were so wrong. Her flame burned on in her parents, and it burns on today in her brother Leon. Without question, Shayna is with us here, happy and proud for her younger brother, the mitzvahs he has done, and the community he is helping to grow. We are going to ask Leon to honor us all by kindling the candle of hope, the Ner Shel Tikvah, a symbol of the presence of his daughter Shayna, of his sister Shayna, whose gentle memory, along with the memory of the 1.5 million Jewish children killed in the Holocaust, compels us to carry the torch of the Jewish people forward, proudly and without fear. I would like to ask my siblings and my parents to join us by Mr. Wagner's table.
Am Yisrael Chai, Am Yisrael Chai, Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael. Everybody sing along with us. Am Yisrael Chai, Am Yisrael Chai, Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael Chai, Am Yisrael Chai, Am Yisrael Chai, Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael Chai, Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael Chai, Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael Chai. Oh Davinu, oh Davinu, oh Davinu Chai, oh Davinu, oh Davinu, oh Davinu Chai.
Wow. Wow. We're winding down, but we promised you phase 2. So in just a moment, we will look up on the boards and we will see a rendering. Brian, are you here? Brian T. Where's Brian T? Come on, Brian. Brian took it a long way, showed him a little sketch of some properties, and in just a moment, we'll see up on the board a rendering. We continue to dream. We never forget our friends, as we discussed at the very beginning. The first day we arrived in Puerto Rico. Henry, where are you? I don't see you. Henry, are you here? You're somewhere there. You were there to greet us, so we didn't come to an empty place. Henry Orlinsky, if you're here, come on. And then we met so many more friends, and that list continues to grow. You're sitting around the table here. We mentioned your name. We love you. We cherish you. You were there for us, and you will continue to be there. We'll be there for one another. Your stars, like the stars in heaven that give light in the dark. You're all stars that'll continue to illuminate this beautiful world, our beautiful Puerto Rico, our beautiful Caribbean. Kochavim.
Sky is always filled with light, even in the dark of night. There twinkle lofty stars. These stars are just like you and me, and like everyone you see. There's light in every heart. Come, let's shine now, everyone together. The mighty light of love, a light to change us all forever. The light that peace is made of. Let darkness never dim our vision. Until the dawn we shine on. Open your heart, release the light. You are the stars tonight.
Jojo.
Some stars are close and dot the sky, some unseen by the human eye, but each one is a star. And when we come a little near, suddenly all the lights appear. There's light in every heart. Come, let's shine now, everyone together. The mighty light of love, a light to change us all forever. The light that peace is made of. Let darkness never dim our vision. Until the dawn we shine on. Open your heart, release the light. You are the stars tonight. Sing with us now. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. Oh, let darkness never dim our vision. Until the dawn we shine on. Open your heart, release the light. You are the stars tonight. Open your heart, release the light. You are the stars tonight. Tonight, shine on.
Let's hear it for Benny. Come on. And friends, for real, we're winding down. Joseph Lipsey IV, where are you? Okay. We have a surprise announcement. In lieu of dessert, which was served a few hours ago, Jojo. Tradition. Benny, you started with tradition, right? Tradition carries on. And Joseph Lipsey IV will share something with us.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
I'm Joe, or Joe Pepe the Fourth. Thank you all for coming out tonight. Just have a quick few words to give. So from a very young age, my mother and my father taught me about the importance of giving back and instilled values into me, which taught me the importance of what it means to do charitable work. One of my favorite organizations that my parents have given to is Chabad. I have been surrounded by rabbis my entire life, being taught amazing values, not only about Judaism, but about life and what it means to be a good person. In light of that, I would like to follow in their footsteps. And in honor of the 25th anniversary of Chabad of Puerto Rico, I would like to open up a matching grant of $10 million from the Lipsey Foundation for the year of 2023.
Wow. How many zeros is that? How many bags is that? We'll discuss it later. Please, everyone, thank you. The Lipsey family. Come on, let's go for a dance. Come on. Hey!
אמונו של אימו היי בביאס המושיח אני מאמין מושיח 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 אירה אילה אילה נררה מושיח 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 אירה אילה אילה נררה מושיח 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 אירה אילה אילה נררה מושיח 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 אילה אילה נררה ויחד שיסממיה עם כל זה יחכה לו בכל יום שיבוא ויחד שיסממיה עם כל זה יחכה לו בכל יום שיבוא 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 שיסממיה עם כל זה יחכה לו בכל יום שיבוא ויחד מי שיסממיה עם כל זה יחכה לו בכל יום שיבוא 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 שיבוא
Tremendous, thanks. Benny, Mendy, and orchestra. Come on, let's hear that for Benny, Mendy, and orchestra. And I don't know who's left here of the hotel, but Tara, if you're here anywhere, you're amazing. We're so thankful to you, we're grateful to you for the amazing hospitality in making tonight's event possible. So that's Tara Dickey from El San Juan. Thank you, Tara.